Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for all coming here. Really happy to be talking to you about work we do at Impetus, and definitely this is an area that's really looking to kind of grow significantly. And what we'll be talking today is about accelerating GenAI success and how to take concepts from pilot to production within a very short span of time, and how we are doing it for other customers. So just quickly moving forward. So we are with this company called Impetus, and what we help is take customers from where they are and make them more intelligent, and how to kind of deliver the intelligent enterprise for those customers. And towards that end, there are multiple things that we do, and this is all part of the innovative IT service delivery that we do for them. And what Impetus brings to the table is unparalleled cloud and data and AI expertise. There is a lot of capability within Impetus to kind of enable all of these multiple things, and we have an innovative value-driven services approach where we can actually work with customers to identify the problem space and figure out how to kind of build or create a custom solution. There's also advanced intellectual property that we kind of create based on with all the customers that we work with. And of course, we are an innovation thought leader in the space. We've been working with AWS for a long time, and really this is a great opportunity to talk about the work we do. So the kind of core idea about Impetus is all about delivering the intelligent enterprise, which I talked about earlier. So this is all about bringing multiple pieces together, the expertise, engineering, and experience that we have, and this is enabling customers to kind of deliver, use their data and build solutions for them and achieve superior business outcomes. So I'll talk about how we do that. So if you remember last year, in fact, when I was here, Swami Subramanian, he was the AWS chief architect. So he had said, your data is the differentiator for any enterprise. And as we can see, there's data all around us, but at the same time, there's also knowledge within the enterprise. How do you take that knowledge and help the enterprise kind of build more solutions better and in a shorter period of time? So there is a multidimensional challenge, as we have been seeing with many customers, because the GenAI space is really evolving rapidly. There's so many things happening, and it's hard for enterprises to keep up. So what this has resulted in is many enterprises, there are teams doing many things at in pockets, and that's resulted in kind of fragmented approach to kind of delivering this. And what we are also seeing is that there's a lot of varying levels of data readiness. So some enterprises may have data lakes, some have silo data platforms, and various other categories. And all of this is also subject to scarce budgets and limited bandwidth from the teams that are doing this. So overall, there's a lot of unforeseen governance and outcome risk, because if you don't deliver a specific use case within a limited time, your budget goes away. And oftentimes, teams are all building solutions, but they're not really connected to the actual problem statements that the business wants. The tech teams are all building a lot of things. They're doing experimentations, and this is not resulting in real innovation. So what we are bringing to the table is an innovation model to help kind of deliver this in a business-focused and data-driven way through rapid iteration. And we've done this multiple times for many customers, and that's what we kind of created a structured format around to deliver a predictable, demonstrable outcomes within the given budget and timelines. And this is something that's very critical for customers, because you're not only talking about just creating a solution, but also taking it to production. Now, there are multiple things as part of this. For GenAI, it's slightly different animal as we compare to the traditional AI and ML. And of course, you are going to be building solutions. There's all the framework for kind of trying to figure out ways to select LLMs, how to manage them, how to kind of create prompts, manage all the prompt library, make it shareable. And that's all the development piece. But at the same time, you're also working towards kind of operationalizing them. And this whole cycle is iterative. So we have what we have created a very structured approach to kind of enabling this for customers within a short time period. Now, this is what brings me to the Impetus Innovation GenAI Labs, which is what we are doing with our customers, and many of them are actually deriving value from this approach. So we have kind of created this capability for many customers. So some examples are leading industrial manufacturers using GenAI to automate their key business process And this is saving them really a lot of hours in terms of how to kind of take their data and kind of create solutions. There's also customer offerings that we are creating for large banks and through personalized offerings, and this is actually also enabling them to kind of really kind of target their customers and with a hyper-personalized way. And of course, for insurance companies, we're doing this to kind of increase their revenues and margins and kind of helping them change the underwriting process by kind of enabling them to kind of figure out where they need to spend their time more effectively. So these are some just very simple examples, but if you look at the overall capability, you'll have data and then you have ability to kind of build these models. So we have two pathways to do this. One is a data platform modernization where we can help customers take all the data, kind of build solutions on top of it by kind of creating workflows and pipelines to create modern data. And this may also include taking all the legacy data and moving that along with the business logic. And Sunil here will be talking about that. And there's also Impetus GenAI labs where now we have this data and logic. We can also do things with that to kind of drive more business use cases and many other capabilities. So this encompasses ML, GenAI, deep learning, anything that you can kind of talk about creating solutions in that space. So I'll be talking about GenAI labs, and primarily the goal is to kind of de-risk the investments and then primarily also to kind of create a proven way of building these models. So we have a proven GenAI development model, and all of this to combine with the strategy, design, and collaborative workshops that we do. So the reason for having a workshop is to kind of bring the knowledge that's within the enterprise. So when any enterprise has a use case to tackle, they are actually having SMEs on their side, and we work with them as a system integrator to kind of figure out which of those use cases we can kind of prioritize and how do we go about it from the technology side. So all of this is very critical. So to do this, we have 3 steps. One is a strategy lab that we do with the customers. This is a workshop piece. It could be a 2-day joint workshop where we kind of take the time, and what we are also finding is a lot of these enterprises are also struggling with bandwidth on their side because they are in a lot of pressure to kind of do many things. So we try to keep this as minimal as possible to understand and extract as much information and kind of figure out what the target goal is and how do we accomplish and align business and the tech teams on that. And then once we have that, the design lab is supposed to kind of create a joint engagement that will involve all the business and technology stakeholders to kind of create a architecture that for the solution that we want to create. And this is to kind of enable us to kind of pin down the specifics of how to go about this and build that out in the build lab. And in the build lab, there's a 3 to 5 week engagement, and all of this overall, you can say 6 weeks, and roughly going from end to end to build a production-ready solution at a very low cost. And the first 2 steps here are, right now there's a value attached to them, but for qualified customers, we can also make this complementary. So the advantage is that we are doing this for customers today, and this is a more structured approach that will kind of, as you can see all around, there's so many opportunities for GenAI, and we are seeing that grow more and more every day. So this will kind of accelerate the process. Otherwise, without this kind of structured approach, what we found is that teams are actually struggling. They're doing many things, including looking for the technology choices and kind of struggling with the options available. So what we do is the data platform modernization as part of the ETL stack, and are kind of creating the overall flow around for the native AWS stack. So maybe you want to talk about this now?
Hey, hi everyone. So to tap into AI, we have to be on a cloud platform or a modern data platform, right? So one of the biggest challenges that customers have is like, I have all this legacy code that is sitting out there in the legacy stack. How do I get it onto cloud and make it run natively on cloud? Using the open source architecture like Spark or PySpark, anything of that sort, right? So that is where we have our product Leap Logic, which is our marquee product. It helps you accelerate your journey to the cloud. And we help you get there faster by using our product called Leap Logic. And what it actually does is basically when you're trying to modernize your platform, you're thinking either, should I take everything that is there in my legacy stack and migrate it as is, or should I completely rewrite it for the cloud? So you're stuck between these 2 things. You don't know what to do. But one is very, very it's not optimized for the cloud, but it actually saves you a lot of time. The other one is like literally takes advantage of the cloud, but you don't have so much time to move because you've already invested so much of your energy and time on this one. So our tool, this is Leap Logic, which is the accelerator. What it actually does is it kind of intelligently identifies what needs to be modernized or re-architected, what can be easily rehosted, and then so on and so forth. So and it does it based on a grammar engine, which is a supervised model that we have trained, which kind of takes in the code that you get and translates it to the stack that you want to move your code to. So how we do it, right? So on the left-hand side, what you see is what we call as legacy technologies. That is where you currently have all your code or artifacts or your logics or applications built on. And on the right-hand side, what you have is like how they would actually be translated to AWS native services. So our tool is built on a microservices-based architecture and follows a 4-step methodology. The first one is assessment. When we help customers move, we want to tell them what they are moving. We don't want any business disruption to happen because someone forgot to move some item or a small piece of code, or they forgot about an interdependencies or failed an integration, right? So that is where the assessment actually comes in handy. It kind of builds you a complete process and data lineage so that you can identify what is needed, how much of technical debt is actually there that you want to not carry forward into the new platform. The assessment is like one of the steps. From there, we actually go to the next step, which is called the transformation, wherein our tool, again, uses this to convert your code, that is, rewrite your code to open source Spark equivalent programs. So here, you could actually take anything on the left-hand side, run it through our tool. On the output, you would get it as like a Glue notebook or a Glue Visual Studio job. It can be orchestrated through Airflow. And then you can also migrate your databases to Redshift. And during the assessment itself, if there is any technical gaps that are out there, our tool is going to call that out. It's going to say that these are the limitations in terms of technology. Maybe there is a functional limitation that you have to address and all of those things. And then finally, the most important thing is the validation piece. It's end-to-end automated, so you don't have to worry that you have actually rewritten something or translated something and which may go and fail in production or in another environment. So the validation, the automated approach, again, makes it 100% like to like in terms of an output, and that's also automated. All of these things built into the tool together. And finally, it's all packaging. How do you actually put this code to a production environment wherein it's all wrapped up together into a deployment package that can use the CI/CD process to move across multiple environments, right? So all of this is what Leap Logic does. And when we talk about Leap Logic, since we use this as an accelerator, right, we sometimes see automation up to 95%. On any give or take, we are looking at an upwards of 80 to 90%, 95% automation, depending on the technology that we actually select and we try to move to. So you see that this slide basically tells where are all the reductions in terms of the effort that happens, and we look somewhere around 40 to 50% in overall reduction in terms of time and costs as well. So lastly, I think I want to cover about a case study that we did for United Airlines. So basically, they were planning to migrate from Teradata to Redshift, and we use our accelerator, and here are the numbers for that, right? So we were able to achieve a 90% automation off the bat from the tool, and then we converted approximately 3,000 programs that were there, which was written in ML loads, BTEX scripts, TPT loaders, all of these things automatically converted, stored procedures. We also did a data migration as well from Teradata to Redshift. And with that, I think I'm pretty much done. If you have any questions, and if you are interested in seeing a live demo or a demo on what all the capabilities that the tool has got to offer, visit us at our booth 1482, and we'll be happy to present some use cases with some really interesting, cool demos.